Right then,
Gosh.
we're here with our old skipper, Gary Warren. Gary, thanks very much for joining me.
Yeah, no worries, Chris. No worries, mate.
Nice. Well, thanks for your time tonight, mate. I got some good questions for you, mainly around, before leading into your time in Newport and then following on afterwards then. So the beginning for us then would be obviously Team Bath disbanded in 2009 and then you joined us. What appealed to you about Newport at the time?
I think, mate, it was. I was at Team Bath, and we played you. We knew that we were kind of folded, and that the club was going to be no longer the following year. And we played you, I think, at your place at Spitty Park at the time.
Mm.
I think the final score we lost 4-2, but I ended up scoring a goal, and I didn't really play very well, to be honest with you, but scored a goal. And Dean Oldsworth come up and spoke to our manager at the time, was Andy Tilson.
Mm-hmm.
And he spoke to him and he said, look, we're interested in a couple of players. One was Takumi, little Taki, and the other is Gary. I just want to know if it's all right to have a chat. Which, to be fair, like nowadays, you don't often get managers doing that. That's kind of like the right thing to do. He approached Andy Tilson and Tilly said, yeah, go and speak to him, no worries. So I spoke to Dean Oldsworth just straight after the game. I remember chatting to Dino since, and he said you were like, your face was like full of thunder. You were pissed off because you lost. And I think to myself, like, him having a chat with me was probably not the best time, really. I probably didn't come across too good at that point because I was still fuming with the loss. But first of all, that was the first time I really had any kind of understanding of Newport was with Dean. Dean played for the highest kind of clubs and had a great career. So he was a big pulling point. But also for me, mate, was the actual atmosphere. And the crowd, the fans that we were obviously in the Conference South at the time, and I always used to remember. I think we played you when I was at Team Bath, one of the early on games in the season, and it was a hot day. You came and packed out our away end, and Team Bath only used to get bloody 150 bloody students coming to watch. So it was hardly anyone at all, and then you rocked up with 300-400 fans. I'm thinking, bloody hell, it's only Conference South, and these guys are taking over. So that was another massive pulling point for me. I knew if I could start off well and start my career off well at Newport, I knew that you'd have the fans behind you, backing you, and being with a good shout.
Happy days. So, what was it like to be made captain in your first season?
Yeah, good, brilliant, mate. Something I didn't really expect at the time. I think I travelled away, so I missed the first week of pre-season training. I came a little bit late, so I was kind of playing a little bit of catch up with not fitness because I was fit because I was away on a football tournament, so I was already fit, but just catch up with all the players. Obviously, meeting new teammates, so that was kind of new to me. And then obviously, I think at the time it was Cookie Aaron Cook was captain. And he was brilliant, Cookie, to be fair. But then he left kind of a few games into the season. Then Dean asked me to take over, which is obviously a privilege. You go to a club and first and foremost you want to play well for your teammates, yourself, and for the fans and for the club. And then obviously to get kind of like an honour that is of being made captain is kind of like highlights everything really. And it was something that I loved and that I enjoyed.
So, in that season, then obviously we had a record-breaking championship win in the Conference South. How was the season for you? Also, then how was Vegas? And then what was it like to be the Conference South Player of the Year?
Yeah, the season, mate, was unbelievable. Our first game, we were away at. Was it Hampton and Richmond? I remember we drew 0-0. It was in London, not far from Stansted Airport. I can't remember the team. It might be in Hampton or Richmond, but we drew 0-0 at their place, and we were actually like I thought to myself, we're a strong. Although it was only a 0-0 draw, I thought we were a strong outfit, a good side, and we had a good squad. Not just, I would say, 11 players. We had a squad. If someone got injured, that someone could come off the bench and have a real impact. That was one of the main reasons we've done so well, really. although we didn't suffer many injuries, we had a bit of sort of continuity in the team. A settled kind of back four, settled midfield, and obviously the strike force we had was real prolific. And I think if you've got that in a league, then you're going to be a threat to anyone. And then I think it just rolled on. Then as soon as we picked up our first win, then the second one, the third one, and then to be honest with you, it felt easy. It did feel we got to a point where we were winning games and not really conceding a lot of goals. And the games almost it felt like you almost turn up to games like we were confident, but we weren't cocky or arrogant with it. We were a side that could play good football, but we could also mix it as well. If sides came to our place and tried upsetting us and tried kind of trying to turn us over, it being a little bit kind of like thuggish and the old bully boy tactics, we can more than match teams for that, and obviously that helped with the fans that we had at our place. Teams hated coming to Spitty Park. It was for fans and for players. They must have thought, what is this? Coming here, running track, running outside, open. But not only that, you've got the fans kind of playing for your blood a little bit as well, and that all made the club and our season more exciting, really. I just loved it from the day I kind of started there to the day I left. I loved every single season. Every season we had something to look forward to, and that was good. And then obviously that led then onto Vegas, and you can't really spend a better time than with your mates that you've just won a league with or completely trounced the league, to going away to Vegas and letting your hair down and enjoying kind of 4 or 5 days away with your mates. And that was kind of like the hard work that we put in throughout the season, which was rewarded.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously you got the player of the season for the division as well.
Yeah, that's always an honour. But you can't win a trophy or an accolade on your own without your teammates. I mean, I had a back four or back I would say a back six, because the lads that would come off the bench and would come on and make an impact all helped out. We had a midfield that was real strong in terms of kind of lads that could break things up and play and energy, and then to the lads that dictated everything, games. And then the strike force, like if you look at the goals Reedy scored, look at the goals Rosie scored, David Gilroy came on, made an impact. All the lads that would come on and make an impact obviously helped me get that award. So that kind of capped everything off for me that season. Yeah.
So obviously we got promoted then. Obviously for us fans, it was one step away from the promised land, back into the conference. What was your ambition for the following season? Obviously from winning that title, going into the conference, did you think that there was a chance that maybe you could go on and do it again?
Yeah, I think you can sometimes get excited by what you've done in the previous season. I think I probably got a little bit carried away myself and didn't really probably underestimated a little bit the step up from Conference South to Conference in terms of quality. I think we played our first game back was away at Darlington, and Darlington were no real like kind of shape to the previous season. I don't think they really did a lot. I don't know where they finished mid-table. I think we kind of expected really to turn up and turn them over at their place, and they ended up beating us 1-0. I kind of thought to myself after that game, I thought, don't get carried away with yourself here. You've ran away with the league previous with pretty sort of convincingly, but now you're up kind of with some big teams, big players in this league. I think Luton were in the league, and some big strong sides. Darlington, obviously, they're 40,000 all-seater stadium. I know they don't fill it out or anything like that, but you're coming to some big clubs. So I think before that game started, I think I was kind of hoping that we get into the playoffs. That was really a realistic achievement, I think, for us. But yeah, I think you can sometimes get a little bit carried away and a little bit too excited because we won the league at the Conference South so easily. I think sometimes players think, we're going to go and we've got to piss this league. Do you know what I mean? We'll get promoted again and then just keep going. But it was one to beat. But I think it took us a few games to kind of find our feet in the top in the Conference League. But once we did, I think we finished.
On a good run, didn't we?
Strong. Yeah.
So Dino left halfway through the season. How much of a detriment do you think that was to any sort of potential promotion challenge?
Yeah, it was big at the time because I think we were on a bit of a roll at that point, and I think obviously getting promoted with Dino, he was kind of like he was our manager and kind of like the guy that everybody looked up to, and I think everyone wanted him to take us to the next level, and it had a big detriment to us because he obviously left, and then I think boys started kind of dropping off a little bit. Then a few other lads left towards kind of the end of the season, and then the side got a little bit kind of like depleted, and it was up to the next manager to come in and to change it all over again. So yeah, it was a big loss for us because I think we kind of felt at that time, look, maybe it's our first season up here. We got more than a capable squad of getting into the playoffs. Just give it a go. But that's no. Listen, when you get in a club that are probably the league above that come in for you and you want to try your hand, I fully understand why Dino's done it. But it's just a shame for all of us as players and for the club because I think we would have gone on again and kicked on.
Mm-hmm. So obviously in the end, Anthony Hudson turned up and we finished the season strong in the end. On paper, we made some good signings in that summer. So what do you think went wrong for Anthony Hudson at the beginning of that season, the one that followed?
To be honest with you, I really enjoyed the way he was, his coaching, his kind of philosophies about how he wanted to play. I really enjoyed working with Anthony. I'd say it was probably a club at the time. It may be a little bit too big for him at his period in his life. Just because, and I know what Newport's like. Newport as a club always want to kick on and want to kick on to the next level, and they want it quickly. There's kind of no kind of you can't like if you're asking Anthony Hudson, look, we want to get promoted this year, we want to get promoted now. It was probably a little bit too quick for him, I think, in his development as a manager. But he was, for me, he was a really good in terms of a coach. I thought he was brilliant. Maybe he needed a little bit more help from people around him. Maybe like an experienced kind of number two to help him out. But I think he was, in terms of a coach, you see how he's gone on now to coaching at the national level. He's done really well. So he's obviously a decent coach. So I think it was probably maybe a little bit too early for him to come in. And maybe the signings that he brought in didn't probably have the effect that he wanted. So I think probably some of the players probably didn't produce. They definitely didn't produce because we were down the bottom of the table, and the caliber of the players we had were good enough to probably take us or be in the top half of the table. So they kind of let him down, and we all let him down, to be honest with you, because as players you're there to do a job and to play well, and I don't think any of us really did play well that when he was in charge. Apart from obviously when he first took over, I thought we were really good then. But then the following season, obviously we struggled.
So how did Justin Edinburgh change things in your opinion when he came onto the scene?
He was brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Honestly, Chris. Like today is a day for his passing and later on. Yeah, mate. I can't speak highly enough of him, really, mate. In terms of his character, his personality. I remember he first came in, and his first meeting with us all was he sat us all down. He said, "Look, you're in a shit position. We're not going to take any messing about. We'll get out of this position, but it needs all of you pulling in the right direction. If you're with me, you're with me. If you're not, then F off." You know what I mean? And it was what we needed. We needed a kick up the ass because I think we all got a little bit complacent. We had a lot of good players, quality players, and lads got complacent, I think. And he came in and freshened things up. And I'll never forget, mate. I'll never forget. he when was it? He dropped me for when he first came in, I think. And I thought to myself, shit, I've got. I wasn't playing very well, and he dropped me straight away, and I was captain. And as a captain, you think, it's a big move to make. But for me, it gave me a kick at the backside again. You know what I mean? It gave me that extra motivation to go and prove him wrong more than anything. So I thought, I'll show you. Don't go and come in here and drop me. I ended up getting back in the side and playing well. But that was down to his man management. He managed me brilliant. He managed the rest of the group brilliantly. But not only that, we're down the bottom of the table, but he still knew how to have a laugh and to get a group pulling in the same direction and to be honest with you, got us out of trouble. But not only got us out of trouble, got us a trip to Wembley. We were poor that season, and for us to get a trip to Wembley was I think remarkable, really in terms of the way we were playing at that point. So he completely transformed the club at that period of time, and then obviously where the club is now, he's had a massive help in getting the club to where it is.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. For yourself, what was it like to lead the team out at Wembley?
Yeah, brilliant, mate, brilliant. That's it. I think that's the pinnacle, really, of a player, and you want to play it well. Obviously, playing kind of for England and things like that in the Premiership, but to be able to lead your team out at Wembley as a player and then also as a captain is obviously something that will live with me forever. So, I was very proud and very privileged to do that.
Good man, good. So during that season, did you actually fear relegation at any point, or were you certain that we were going to get out of that?
Yeah, no, I didn't think we would go down. I thought we were too good to go down. I think that the run, the actual FA Trophy run, helped us in our league, and I think that probably a little bit of momentum got us out of trouble. I didn't think we were the best side. I didn't think we had the best players at that period of time, but Justin managed to get the best out of what he had, I thought. And he signed. When he came, he signed some good players. He signed some winners. He signed Lee Minshall, Max Porter. I think Pipey came in at that point, or just before, maybe. So we had players that were winners, and that's when you're in a bit of a relegation battle and a struggle. I think that's what you need. But at that point, no, I didn't think we would go down. I just thought we needed to get a run going as quickly as we could.
Yeah. So you represented Great Britain. It was in Serbia in 2009 and China, was it? So somewhere in China in 2012, was it? 2012. I didn't manage to get the years down. Basically, what I wanted, we wish you to tell us a bit about that, because I knew you'd gone out and played for Great Britain, but I never knew exactly what it was all about. So I was just wondering if you could tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so it was kind of at the time when we got promoted to the conference, I was then training to be. Well, it was after we were in the conference at the time. I was then training to be a PE teacher. That was like my job. So because I was training, I was still kind of doing like a day a week at university. So I qualified for what's called like the World University Games. I don't know how I've qualified for it, mate, honestly. I used to go to probably one or two lectures, and I think I qualified through that. So I managed to qualify for it. And it's kind of a tournament like a mini scale of like of the Olympics, really, for people, all kind of athletes. It was like a mini Olympics where you've got like your athletics, you've got tennis, rugby, volleyball. Every sport that's in the Olympics is in these games, and obviously football was in there. So I represented Great Britain on 2 occasions, and honestly, it was unbelievable. The most unbelievable places I've kind of visited in, and taken part in. The games were probably the most professionally organised games that I've ever seen or experienced. The crowds over there, just everything about it. It was real top-notch kind of stuff. To the way you were treated, looked after. So it's a real professional kind of organisation. So yeah, I went over to Serbia. I think it was 2007 Serbia, and then China might have been 2009, I think.
Right. Okay.
So then, yeah, I went over to both of them, and had a great time. Really, China, we got to the final, just lost. We lost to Japan. Japan, was it? Yeah, Japan in the final, who were unbelievable. Playing against guys that now play in the national team. So it's a top, it's a top kind of sporting kind of competition, really. But yeah, it was good.
Oh, thanks for that, mate. Because I didn't really know much about it, so I wasn't sure how you got to go and that. And no, thanks.
Yeah.
So from us then, at the end of that season, you moved to Inverness. Was it all? Obviously, you were quoted as saying that you couldn't turn down the opportunity to play for Terry Butcher. Was that the deciding factor in you going up to Scotland?
The deciding factor was me playing professional football. That was the deciding factor, really. Terry Butcher obviously was a massive part in it, but I was 24, 25, I think, at the time, and I had all my hopes pinned on Newport, really getting promoted that season. Thought obviously we were close, just missed out on the playoffs the season before. I thought we'll have a good year next year. I can feel it. I'll sign some good players, and we'll have a good push, and hopefully get promoted, and that'll be my chance to go and play in the Football League. And that's kind of really what I've always wanted to do as a kid, and give it a shot. And I just felt at that time, I just thought, I'm 25. Am I realistically going to get many more opportunities? Okay, if I stay with Newport, we might go up, we might not the following year. It was a big gamble.
Yeah.
And then when a league club comes in, and it wasn't just like a League Two club. It was a club that were playing in the Scottish Premiership at the time.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a massive deal, really, going up there and playing in front of kind of 50, 60,000, Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, Aberdeen. There's some big clubs and some big teams.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
So I couldn't really turn that down at that period of my life.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
No, but Terry Butcher was obviously a massive part because of obviously the name he is and the position he played. It had a big bearing on me going up there.
Yeah. That must have been a bit of a compliment for you, being a defender, being signed by such an iconic defender as well.
Oh, massive, mate, massive. Honestly, Chris. But till a year ago, I still didn't know whether he rated me or not. Went up there, obviously he signed me, but when you're being managed and coached by him, he's a tough. Obviously, the way he plays, the way he is, he's a tough man, and he never let on whether he rated you or he liked you, or he was always kind of stern faced, and you wouldn't really get like anything from him. But it was only like a year ago when I spoke to him properly that he sent me a letter, actually, to be fair, which was really nice, like a real old school. A lot of people obviously don't send letters anymore, but he sent me a letter, a real nice letter that kind of said how much he rated and valued me, which obviously is real touching and a lovely thing to do. So yeah, obviously now I found out that he did rate me after all.
Oh, there you go, happy days.
Yeah.
So obviously your time at Inverness was a successful one for you, but you made it to 3 cup finals with them, and I know the first one was the League Cup final. You missed out on suspension, and they lost. So I was going to ask you 2 questions based on that one, and then the following cup final, which was the Scottish Cup final, you missed out on, but they won again through suspension. So where they lost the League Cup final, did it frustrate you because you felt you could have made a difference in that game?
It frustrated me, mate, because I was an idiot. I think I was charging around, mate. Like, I got booked early on in the game, and I was still like charging around like a bull in a china shop, trying to kick everyone. And I look back and I think, what are you doing? Just calm yourself down. So it's my own fault. And I knew as soon as I made that last tackle in the second half, I knew that was me done. So that was my own fault, really. In terms of making a difference, I don't really think I would have made much of a difference. The lads were good. They took Aberdeen, a really good Aberdeen side, to penalties. I don't really think I would have made much of a difference. I think we drew the game. I think it was 0-0 or 1-1 over the 90 minutes of extra time. So defensively we were sound. We had a more than good enough kind of replacement that come in and replace me. So I probably don't think I would have made much difference now.
Then the guys then ended up making up for it then with the Scottish Cup, which obviously is the bigger prize.
Yeah.
But was it upsetting you missed out a second time then as well? But obviously it was. But did it frustrate you again for a second time to have to miss out?
Yeah, that one hurt more. That one hurt more, Chris. That was not when I got booked in the semi-finals, because I knew I got booked early on. I knew I had a job to do to try and help the lads get over the line. We had Celtic, which probably effectively was our cup final, because that was a big. If we won that, I think if the lads all knew that we'd gone to win the cup. Hold on, mate. Sorry, mate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Please, noise.
So that one hurt. That one hurt the most because the final. I wasn't really allowed anywhere around in the dressing room. Well, I was allowed in for a little bit, but then I had to leave. So I wasn't really allowed in and around the players. I wasn't allowed in and around the actual ground or anything really. So that hurt the most. And then going and sit in the stands and watching the actual boys come out, that hurt a lot really, mate. And not only that, because I had a good season that year, and I thought that would have been perfect way to kind of top everything off. That was probably my best season I think I've ever had in terms of football. So it was hard to take. But obviously the boys winning it was obviously kind of brilliant in itself, because they worked hard that season to get a little bit of silverware really.
Yeah, and obviously you played a big part, obviously, on the build-up to it. So you quite rightly got your medal at the end of it. I know it doesn't make up for not being able to play in the final, but you still got your medal. You still played in all the other rounds as well.
That was it, mate. That was the worst thing about it. I didn't get a medal in the end. They wouldn't let me have a medal. No, so I missed out on getting a cup finals winners medal, which was the most kind of the worst thing from it.
I don't get that.
Nah, crazy, mate. I know. I think they've changed the ruling now for players that get booked in the lead up to the games. They can actually play in the finals now. But yeah, there was three of us that didn't get a medal. There's another lad who scored, David Raven, who scored the winning goal against Celtic. He was injured at the time to the final. He didn't get a medal, and then the goalkeeper as well played in the build-up, didn't get one. It's a stupid rule, I know. But
I think that's shit, that is, mate.
Cool, mate. Yeah.
But then, obviously, as captain, then you lifted the Scottish Challenge Cup. I mean, I know you had to get relegated before that to obviously be able to compete in that, but still, it's still a cup final, and you was captain for that, and you lifted the cup. Did that make up for the finals that you've missed in any way?
Nah, not really, mate. No disrespect to the Challenge Cup, but it wasn't really. It was kind of a cup that brilliant that we won it, and great day out for the fans, and another bit of silverware for the club. But for me, probably on a selfish note and a personal note, it was nowhere near the same caliber as the League Cup and the Scottish Cup. Like the Scottish Cup was massive for me. I think the League Cup was my first taste of getting to a big final, but then obviously to miss a second one, which was the bigger cup competition, and to knock out Celtic along the way, and to have such a good sort of season, that didn't really go anywhere to kind of making up for not getting anything. Obviously, you get a medal at the end of it, but just the cup final itself wasn't as kind of prestigious as the Scottish Cup.
I'm still pissed off you didn't get a medal. That's shit.
It's crap, mate, isn't it? It is crap.
I can't believe that. But obviously, during your time in Scotland, there were rumours. I don't know what they were credible, but there were rumours that actually linked you to Celtic in certain places. Was there ever any possibility there that a move to Celtic was actually on the cards for you?
No, not Celtic. I had a chance to have Aberdeen, going to Aberdeen and playing there. But at the time, that was just after I had a good season, and I felt like I not owed Inverness, because I don't think you really owe anyone in football nowadays. I don't think that's how the game works anymore. But I had a lot of loyalty to to Inverness. They give me a chance and an opportunity to come and play me first, give me my first professional contract. And I kind of felt like I should stick with them and stand by them, because we'd had such a good season, and I was enjoying my football. So why change?
Yeah.
A lot of people left that season and went to other clubs. Some did well, but most of the lads didn't, and most of the boys still to this day wish, I think, they were still up there playing, or didn't leave at the time. So for me, I could have gone to Aberdeen. That was a big club at the time. Aberdeen were doing really well. A lot of history there. But I decided to stay just because of the club itself and how much I enjoyed the place.
Yeah, fair play to you, mate. They say loyalty's dead in football. Then they come Gary Warren. So you left Scotland eventually then, and obviously you've played for Yeovil and now for Exeter. Was there ever the possibility of a move back to Newport on the cards?
There was a slight outside chance. Yeah. To be honest with you, there was before. I think before I was signed for Yeovil, I did actually want to come back to Newport. There was an outside chance, but just didn't really materialise. Obviously, I spent my time up in Scotland and obviously had such sort of many good years before that with Newport. I'd have loved to have come back at that period of time. But I think at the time it just didn't. Sometimes when you get the right time and the right place, you can come back. But at that point, it just wasn't right. But it was very close to me, kind of coming in and really coming down again. But yeah, just wasn't the right time, I think.
Fair enough then, mate. So was it strange, obviously playing for Yeovil and spanking 6-0 at Roddy Breed?
Yeah, very strange, mate. Very strange. But that's the first time I come back. Time I come back to see everyone, really. And it wasn't like I was playing kind of just up the road. I was miles away in Scotland, so I never really had the chance to come and see all the fans, the people that obviously I left. And there's so many changes when I did come back. Obviously, there's still the same kind of fans and faces that were there before, but you get a few people that moved on and are not there. But it was kind of surreal, really. But it was good. I know we won the game, but it's still brilliant just coming back. And I came off after about 75 minutes. I actually pulled my hamstring the day before in training, and I shouldn't have played, really, to be honest with you. But I managed to get through kind of 60, 70 minutes. Then I had to come off because it was struggling too much then. But I remember coming off and getting like a round of applause, and I thought, this just sums up the Newport, the club, just how much kind of love I have for the place, and still do to this day. Like the places, fans, the people. I've been gone for kind of 6-7 years, but to still come back and still have kind of a round of applause when you come off at a place, not only a game like coming back to Newport, but winning a game 4 or 5-0 at the time, where the fans had every right to be pissed off and kind of say, fuck off, guys, you come back to this place, and you know what I mean. But that's just the club and how humble the place is.
Fair play to you, mate. Hey, never rule out a move back to us, further down the line. I mean, you only just now.
I know, mate. To be honest with you, I love to come back. The place, I love it. But
I'm not trying to pinch it exclusive or anything like that, don't worry. So just to round it off, there's a question I ask everybody: who's the best player you played with and the best player you played against in your career?
Oh, me. Oh, wow. The best player I played with, what, at Newport or just anywhere?
Anywhere.
That's a tough one, huh? Best player I played with. Okay.
You got Chris Todd watching this and saying, "Come on, Gary, do me a solid, mate."
Toddy, what a guy Toddy is, honestly. Toddy's up there, one of the best, mate. He's one of the best human beings I've ever met in my life. And as a footballer, we were dynamic as a partnership.
Oh, you can see that, mate.
Yeah, he's watching that. Trying to think now. Okay, when I was So when I was up in Scotland, there was two. We had to play with two brothers, Shinnie brothers, they're called.
Yeah.
One's Graham Shinnie, who's now at Derby, and the other one was Andy Shinnie, who he went from Inverness to Birmingham. At the time, he was unbelievable in terms of what he could do with and without a ball. He was phenomenal in terms of on the ball. Graham was more kind of like hard working, but can play in any position. You put him anywhere. He's only kind of 5 foot nothing. Plays centre half and be man of the match. Left back, centre midfield. Anywhere he was. Those two were, but they were consistent every week. 8, 9 out of 10 every week. So they were. That was when I first moved up there. But then I played with Graham for a number of years after that, and he's obviously gone on to do well now. Those two were really good. I think in terms of potential, probably Marley Watkins, who's at Bristol City now. So much potential that he probably doesn't realise how good he is. So I'll give you a couple there, mate. Best players played against. Oh man. Jack Grealish, very good.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Grealish, mate, was someone who obviously come on. Him and the boy Maddison for Leicester. Played against Maddison when he was at Aberdeen, and he stuck the ball through my legs about 3 times in a space of 5 seconds. Around the edge of the 18-yard box, mate, and I couldn't get near him. But then Grealish was the same, but a stronger, more powerful kind of runner. And kind of they kind of float in that number 10 role, which is difficult to kind of pick up as for me as a centre half. I don't like coming in or getting into those areas. So they were good, mate. I'll probably say them two up there with kind of the best.
I kind of had an idea before I did this who I thought you might say for against. And didn't you play against Virgil van Dijk? Oh
shit, mate! Fucking hell! I cannot believe I forgot Virgil van Dijk. Mate, what am I doing? Yes, Virgil van Dijk is the best player I've ever played against. Sorry.
Correctly, mate.
No, mate. I'm glad you did, mate. Because if I'd have gone off this phone, I'd have been like, why did you not say him? Yeah, Van Dijk, mate. Van Dijk, unbelievable. He's the guy. Honestly, the guy's a Rolls Royce. When we played against him, I played against him quite a few times when I was up in Scotland. That he used to make the game look so easy. He was quick, obviously strong, and I just always used to remember kind of lining up against him next to him in the tunnel, and looking at him thinking, "Shit, you're fucking massive, mate. You're like a transformer." You know what I mean? I looked at him and I thought, right, the only way I'm going to beat you or do anything is just by giving you little kicks or just nutting the back of your head or just trying to put you off your game. You know what I mean? And just doing anything I could to upset him. And to be fair, when we did play him in the Scottish Cup semi-final, we had the boy I spoke about, Marley. That's the first time I think I've ever seen him get kind of beat up a little bit. Marley ran in ragged that afternoon. But he was only a little bit younger then, so I'll let him off. But yeah, he's definitely the best, mate. Definitely the best I've ever played against. And obviously, you can tell that now, mate, because about where he is and what he's like.
He's made all the difference in that Liverpool team, hasn't
he? Yeah, class, mate. Absolutely class.
So Gary, that's all I got for you then, mate. So thanks ever so much for your time. It's been great catching up with you, mate.
Yeah, and great to see you, mate.
Hopefully we'll get to see you at Ronnie Parade in a County shirt or not at some point in the very near future again.
Yeah, it'd be nice, mate. It would be lovely, mate.
No more 6-0, please.
Nah, none of that, mate.
All right. Cheers for that, Gary. All the best, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Cheers, bud.
Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again. Make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.